Bae. Hi guys, welcome to my channel. I want to get into the topic of today that I'm going to talk about, and it's this working hard narrative. So just to get a bit of a backdrop, there was outrage about the influencer Molly May saying that you have the same 24 hours in a day when it comes to achieving opportunities and
that we do. And I just think like you're given one life and it's down to you what you do with it. Like you can literally go in any direction. And when I've spoken about that before in the past, I have been slammed a little bit with people saying, you know, like it's easy for you to say that, you know, you've grown up and you've not grown up in poverty, you've not grown up, you know, with major money struggles. So for you to sit there and say that we all have the same 24 hours in a day, it's not correct. And I'm like, but technically what I'm saying is correct. We do. So I understand that obviously we all have different backgrounds and we're all raised in different ways and we do have different financial situations. But I think if you want something enough, you can achieve it. And it just depends to what lengths you want to go to get where you want to be in the future. And I'll go to any lengths. Like I've worked my absolute arse off to get where I am now.
Then there was outrage about Kim Kardashian in terms of saying that, you know, success or the reason why you're not at where you are at is because you need to work hard
and work. It seems like nobody wants to work these days.
That's so true.
So I think it was really interesting because when the whole Molly May thing went down, first of all, I was in Ghana. When I'm in Ghana, because I'm actually like living and have a life to live, like it really didn't hit the same way as when I came back to UK and then saw all of the like backlash from Molly May. I was just like, oh, okay, Molly May said this and there's backlash, but like you're not as into it. I don't know, for me, when I'm just living my life, I'm like, social media, it's just whatever it is. And it was really interesting because I was actually having a debate with my dad about this whole working hard, so it's crazy because that came around the same time that came out. So it was just interesting that I was having that debate with my dad and he was just like, you know, in order to be successful you need to work hard. And then I was just like, Dad, but like how many people do you see go to work at 6 a.m. and then they don't finish work until midnight and they have to travel all the way back to their houses 2 hours away maybe to do the same thing again? How many people do you see grinding and hustling that are working hard but not making it? And then I was talking to him and explaining to him about the myth of meritocracy. So it is a myth. It's this whole idea that if you work hard, you will succeed. And what this does is that it makes people believe that people who are at the top where they're at, they're there because they've worked hard, you know. And also, yeah, like the people at the top probably feel that as well because that's why they're at the top. They're at the top because they worked hard, because that's what the myth of meritocracy says, and that's what we have been told since we're young in schools. Work hard, you know, working hard will get you results, will get you to the top, essentially. So that within the whole idea of a capitalist society is very contradictory, because within a capitalist society, what we know is that not everyone can be at the top. As a capitalist, in order for a capitalist society to exist, there needs to be someone below you. Power comes from having someone below you and you being above someone in whatever way that is. And in a capitalist society, not everyone can make it, because if everyone could make it, then it wouldn't be a capitalist society. Do you know what I mean? There needs to be people being at different levels. In reality, only a few people make it to the top, but we are being told about the myth of meritocracy where if you work hard, you will succeed. I thought that was interesting that people are starting to recognize and understand and be aware of this whole idea of working hard, and actually that's not what the reality of the situation is. And I feel like it then calls into question about what is success. You know, for people who believe that, who are at the quote unquote top, it can call into question for them, is my success valid? Because if working hard is not what gets me there, then is it valid, kind of thing. So I think critiquing and questioning it can call that into question. I feel this whole idea of working hard, though, I don't feel like it's something that is a new age thing that influencers like Molly May and Kim Kardashian have spoken about. Like with Molly May, I don't want to get too into it, but I just feel like, you know, that's something that so many people say, and I don't think I just think it was interesting that Molly May is the one that got criticized for it, when I feel like, you know, people like P. Diddy, like there's just so many people that just like, if you work hard enough, you're gonna, you know, if you work hard, you're gonna get to where you need to be. that kind of rhetoric, and it's something that we're told all the time. So I mean, it's also seen as like something that's inspirational. Yeah, so the question that I want to ask then is like, what happens if you don't work, if you work hard and you don't achieve results? Where does that leave you? Yeah, I think there's something to be said about what we're attributing the reward to. We're attributing the reward to people being at the top because they've worked hard. But if working hard is the reason that you can get to the top, should we not just attribute the rewards to people who are working hard, right? But it doesn't work like that. And I don't even know if you guys kind of got what I meant to say. So what happens to those of us who work hard and don't get to the top? So I feel like when we are in this whole like myth of meritocracy and this whole idea of working hard gets you to the top and makes you feel successful, there's different things that can happen. I remember like one of my youth sessions, I used to do like a little a fake world, a fake society, and calling different people A's and B's to represent different ethnicities and cultures and stuff like that. And I remember actually there was like a debate that started happening because of this whole idea of working hard. And so one of the things that happens is, because already capitalist society is not everyone can get to the top, it's unequal, it's unfair, where people then will see those at the bottom as lazy, and due to, for example, systemic racism, when it comes to maybe the capitalist ladder of what success is or where you need to be in order to be that to signify success, you know, black people can tend to be on the bottom rung of that ladder, and as a result people will then look towards them and be like, oh, they're lazy. Do you know what I mean? Because we have this whole mentality of if you work hard you'll be successful. So if you're not working hard then you're not successful, that means you're lazy. What is the like value that we give to people that aren't at the top? And I think this is where it can become quite damaging, for example, to your mental health and stuff like that, because a lot of people can see themselves and be like, you know what, I'm not at the top, so that means I'm not of value and of worth, because I can see the rewards and the value is being given to those who are quote unquote at the top. So this can lead you to then question your own value within yourself if you do believe in this whole idea of you're successful because you work hard. There's nothing to say that you won't be successful if you work hard, but I think it's just acknowledging that there's so many other factors to play in the whole race of life that I guess this society has created. There's so many different factors that working hard is one of them, but it actually does not guarantee you to be at the top. Like that, people say the power of networks and how that can actually help you to get to where you need to be. And it's not about you being an expert in your field, or you can get to where you need to go by someone just being like, hey, you come work here. Do you know what I mean? So I think this whole working hard mentality, what I'm trying to say is can make people feel judgmental. I think it can lead to people being judgmental and looking down upon other people because of what we've been told. I think for me personally as well, I'm someone who has, you know, having mum who's Ghanaian, migrant parents, they're like, work hard, you know, you'll succeed and stuff. And I've always had it in me to work hard, and I haven't really seen the results or reaped the fruits of what I've been working hard for. I'm saying I haven't received that yet, and I feel like it probably, you know, my life is not over. There is still so many years for this to happen, but I think because of, I think being in that environment of if you work hard you succeed, and then that not happening, it can call into question like what's going on. Do you know what I mean? It can cause maybe sometimes it can cause like this whole idea of like, well, how do I get to where I need to be, because I thought I needed to work hard, so now what do I do? It can make you feel frustrated. It can make you feel less valued. It gives you this whole idea that there is a top that you should be at and you are not at the top. So it kind of devalues you with that anyway. But like, I feel like there's a lot of a narrative pushed as well. Like when people make it, I think it's very, I see it a lot. I see it in the UK scene. I see it in the USA. I see it with maybe sometimes my friends as well. Like I feel like when you're from a position and you make it, people then like to be like, do you know what, guys, you can do this. You can be in my position. You can look where I came from, and I came from nothing, and look, I've worked hard and I'm here. We need to also look at that through that lens of not everyone we're living in a system where not everyone gets to the quote unquote top. It's really about redefining what the top is, redefining what value is. And I think actually if we break away that whole concept and that whole structure and that whole idea of the myth of meritocracy, I think if we break that away, I think it can open up a space where everyone can feel of value. It can even out what the value that externally maybe people attribute to people, because we are of value, we are all of value. But I think it can help with pressure that people can feel, because I think a lot of the times there's pressure to be at the top as well, in order to be successful, to have made it in life. It's almost like there's a delay. It creates this mentality of there's a delay in life until you actually make it, until you do what you want to do. Unless you are in that space where you feel happy, or in a space where you're doing what you want to do in your career, your life is delayed, and you can only start living when that happens, because that then means you are of value. That means that you've given life. It's almost like birth. Your true life or your birth is given once you come into that space of doing what you have wanted to do or desired to do. I think maybe taking away that narrative can help us be like, do you know what? We are already in that space, and we are in that space, and we are like, we have arrived, and it's a journey, and we're waiting for the opportunities for us to even take that journey further. The only thing I can think about is like, basically it's right, this is mad. What just came to my mind, it was just like a fairy. So a fairy, and then they've got magic powers, and they've always had magic powers, but they're not using it until like they feel like they are in a particular woods, whatever. So they won't use their magic powers until they feel that they're in the woods. And then when they're in the woods, they start using their magic powers and all of that. And then they're like, oh yes, I'm powerful. But actually, really, the fairies already had those magical powers, and it's just that they haven't used them because they haven't felt that they've been in that space or environment where they have permission to, or where they feel they can. So I think, for me, I think that whole working hard and stuff, I think, it's just about, I don't know if it's a re-education, but letting us know that, we can work hard, and but there's this whole idea of working smart. But I think also in life, there's a lot of luck. There's a lot of things that can just happen naturally, that can just happen because of luck. Like, there's nothing to do with any type of working smart or hard. So I feel like I just see a lot of YouTube channels really pushing this. You need to be the best version of yourself. You need to be doing this, that A, B, C, D. I think sometimes I feel like it's almost like life starts to become like an exam almost. It's almost like you need to do this in life, you need to do that. Like, you study, and then you go out in life, and then you do it, and then you come back and reflect. It's like it's becoming part of this like work. It's almost like life is starting to become like a work, because it's just like you need to do this, that, X, Y, Z. In relationships, you need to X, Y, Z. In order to do this, to be this best version of yourself, you need to do that. You have to be doing this on a daily basis, like reflection notes. Like, it's becoming, we're making ourselves into products, I guess, which is what capitalist society is. Everyone becomes a product. It's just taken away like the nature and the natural elements of what life really is about, and just sometimes it's just about going with the flow and seeing where life takes you. And I think we need to talk a lot about when things don't go your way in life, or when things don't happen the way you want to in life, because I think at the moment, right now, there's a bit of a skewed vision of like, things will go your way in life. And I don't think I was prepared for okay, what happens when things actually don't go your way in life and you are doing all the right things? Like, what then now? How do you be? What space are you in? How do you continue when you're told maybe that life starts when this space of you has been actualized or achieved? And like, these are all concepts like at the end of the day, we're in life now. Also, when influencers are saying work hard, and you're going to achieve it, and even just celebrities and people like that, I just feel, I think I understand it, but what are people saying for those of us who work hard and do everything and things still don't go our way? I believe in dreaming. I believe in imagining and stuff like that. But I think we need to start talking about things that don't go our way. And I think there are people where things just happen so easily for them, and it can appear from their perspective that it's just like, yeah, I've got it because I've worked hard. I did this. I did all the things I needed to do. But sometimes it doesn't come as easy for everyone else. Like, opportunity sometimes it's just, maybe it's that person's path, and I think maybe we just need to look at pathways and how people's pathways can help determine their success. And it's just that, like, it's just because you're not on that pathway, so that's why you haven't achieved the things that they have achieved. Not to say that you aren't as good or as talented or XYZ. Yeah, so I think for me, I always like to start from the like premise that everyone is like the best. Like, do you mean we are already everything we have? It's just about us understanding and learning and discovering that inside of us, and becoming more aware of it. It's an awareness raising rather than having to do anything. But well, I guess maybe to raise your awareness you might have to do. I don't know. Anyways, this is coming to but until next time, see you guys later. Take care. Bye, and have a good one. Bye.